Hey, my cat loving friends. Did you ever see somebody's picture and just think, I want to get to know that person? And then you find out they're an author and you read their book and their cat Mittens is texting them and you fall in love with them and you stalk them and you invite them to be on your podcast. This is a common thing, right? This happens to everyone because this is what Rita and I did with Angie Bailey. You can't wait. Trust me. You want to talk to Angie and hear about Text with Mittens. We will be right back after this word from our amazing sponsor. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my ever lovely, wonderful, gorgeous ride or die, Rita Reimers.
Hardly. I'm here with my Bella kitty.
Yes.
I know I paused a little bit there. I have 15 cats. It takes me a minute to bring up the right name. Okay?
Exactly.
I don't have a cat named Mittens, though. I had a Mitzi. That's pretty close.
And you had a Tuxie like Mittens. We got to get Angie in here and talk to Angie about Mittens because, I'm kind of low-key obsessed with her. Don't tell her I don't want to get a restraining order or anything.
Yeah, I noticed
not
in your
stalker
intro
level yet.
No, well, you said that actually. You said stalker in your intro, didn't you? And I was like, you better look out, Angie, because
restraining order. Hi, Angie.
Hey, so good to be here. Oh, this is so fun.
It's so delightful to meet you. I love Text for Mittens.
Oh my gosh. And it's a whole family. I mean, Mittens is our star, of course, but we've got drunk Patty and Grandma and that filthy hound Phil, and we've just got the whole gang, and it's like this running soap opera, but everyone is relatable. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's my cat. Oh yeah, Paws did that yesterday. Oh yeah, Warren used to do that. Oh yeah.
Now we have a number of cats, so pretty much one of our cats has done everything in the book, right?
True.
Totally.
So how did you decide to write this, Angie? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, my first book was called Whiskers List, The Kitty Classifieds. And so that came out 2 years before Mittens.
I gotta look for that.
A parody of Cats and Craigslist. So it was ads like if cats had their own version of Craigslist. So they were looking for dates, they were trying to sell their stuff, they were ranting and raving, or I think we called it hisses and something. So it's all these ads, and then and I had the best photos that readers donated, and then we had the ad, and then we had cats that were chiming in, answering the ads and saying things and spamming, and just it was so much fun to write. And so that came out, and then a couple of years later I was like, oh wow, I really like this cats doing people things ever since I was little. My family used to make up stories about what our cats did when we left.
I love that.
And so and so I was thinking, gosh, I really like doing Whiskers List. Like, what else is relatable to people technology wise, and I was like, how about a texting cat? I knew there was a texting dog, and I had read some of their stuff, and I didn't want to do anything quite as vulgar as they had, some words that I wouldn't have used when I was like, I can be funny and also clean, and to be honest, a lot of my fan base are like middle school boys and men.
That doesn't surprise me.
For men that read it, it's mostly women, but there's a big group of that. So there's some potty humor, and
yes, of course.
If you're writing for boys, there's got to be potty humor.
I know, and I've got it kind of a little bit of an irreverent sense of humor, but I pull it back a little, and it's just, I think it's pretty PG-13.
Yes,
that's good.
Last time my grandsons were here, I said, James and Owen, we want to, we're talking about, making some videos for kids. What do you guys want to hear and see and he said poop and farts. And I just kind of looked at him and I said, okay. And he said, Grandma, that's what boys my age are into. And I was like, all right, I got you, baby.
What was it that I sent Cameron when he was still a younger teenager? I sent him a book of cat poop or cat farts or something.
Cats pooping. A book of cats pooping.
Yeah.
It was, and he
loved
the greatest gift on earth.
He was young. He was a lot younger. He was like, what, 14, 15?
Honey, he just turned 18 and he would still like cats pooping. I'm telling you.
That. I think that's amazing.
There's your potty humor for you.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly. Well, Rita, I think, is sick of me because I've got all these little posts.
Linda likes to read these to me, and I'm like, stop it! I want to read it myself.
you gotta hear this one. Wait, you gotta hear that one. Wait, you gotta hear this one.
Which
Where's
one
the
are you going to
box?
read?
Let's see. You abandoned me, Mittens. It's just a dental cleaning. A dog just looked at me. I fear for my safety. You love Dr. Martin. I do not. She's shifty and I think she's trouble. See you in a few hours. How do you sleep at night?
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Oh, hi. Bella's decided she wants to be on
Oh,
camera.
hi, Beller.
Hi,
Don't bite
baby.
mama.
Hi,
Bella would like,
baby.
there's one where Mittens is complaining because she threw away the cereal box and she's like, you wouldn't fit in that anyway. And then later she gets a text and he's like, Mom, and she's like, you got stuck in the cereal box, didn't you? And he's all
I love
offended, like,
it.
don't rub it in. Then he's like, in PS, buy bigger cereal boxes. I just, it was just, it's our cats.
I know. Well, they try to act like they're so cool and whatever. And then, as soon as you're not looking, they're falling off of, stools.
Oh, I
They meant to
know.
do that,
Big
I'm squeezing
derpy.
into things. And, it's just, yeah.
I think my
they're-
Dexter, he's got a sense of balance issue, and every now and then he'll fall off my desk, and I don't want to laugh at him, but I can't help it. And then he gets up like, I meant that. I meant that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
I was checking out the
absolutely.
floor before I jumped up on your desk. I was just, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Oh my gosh. Yes. No, they like
Well-
to pretend like they're fancy and just,
Yes.
I don't know. Mittens kind of likes to think of himself as like the James Bond of cats. But but he still, has trouble, covering up his poop and all these other things that, our cats all do. And
Sure.
Yeah.
it's funny. I think cats are
Easy,
like
honey.
that.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're funny and they want to be taken so seriously,
Yes.
but then they're so funny. That's my favorite
That's
thing
it.
about cats.
That's everything is so important. And, we
Mhm.
see that because we work with behavior. Everything they do is based on survival.
That's
So they're serious. Like we said, cats don't play for fun like we do, or maybe
I'm
dogs
getting
do.
tapped on the
They
shoulder.
Why-
Here.
Hey, mom.
This is Dexter and this is Bella, and they want convivial house.
Convivial
cat.
house
They're
cat. Yes,
attracted.
it's
Oh, they
an
know,
anti-anxiety
they know.
flower remedy, and they come and bother her until she gives it to them.
Yeah.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
This is liquid
Yes.
gold, but anyway.
Yes, but yeah, they
got it
are
now.
serious, but then they're ridiculous, and it's like, seriously, come on. But it's
Yes.
cats.
I love when they suddenly get the zoomies and they start going from room to room. They don't even know why they're doing it.
No, they don't.
Exactly.
No, they don't. My Janet, she's a tortie, and so she's got the tortitudes.
Yes.
But she'll like after she gets the zoomies, she'll like jump straight up in the air, flip all the way around,
Yes.
land, and then take off in the other
I
direction.
love
It's the
that.
funniest thing. I just love that.
And you named her Janet.
uh-huh.
I love that so much.
They can move in
just-
such extraordinary ways because they're so flexible.
Yeah. And then the inner ear. We've left. Names are one of my favorite parts about doing the camp, getting all these people named. We just had a couple the other day, fish taco. But
Oh,
we
I
had
love
one the other day. His name was Kevin. And thank you. I'm like, look, guys, we have come up with a lot more witty stuff, but this cat named Kevin just tickles my funny bone in a way I cannot explain to you. It's like,
Oh my God.
Kevin.
Well,
So
Linda,
the
you
Kevin
need to
and
write a cat
Janet.
book.
Janet, yeah. So
Yes.
we were like, when we were coming home from the shelter, we're like, we want to name her like a person name, but one that kind of gives us a giggle a little bit. And so we thought, should it be Gail? Should we name her Gail? Or like Sharon? Right? Oh no, Janet,
Yes.
And then it's easier to say, damn it, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. We say that all the time. I love you.
Linda's favorite cat name. I owned a cat sitting company for 17 years. Linda was our executive director, and B&E was her favorite cat name. Do you want to explain where that came
Oh,
from?
yeah, tell me.
Well, I'm taking the information and I thought he said beanie, like a beanie hat. And so I'm repeating it and he's going, no, beanie. And I'm going, beanie, no, beanie. And, we were really a comedy act for a minute there. And then finally he said, okay. I came home from the store one day. I hit my garage door opener. I carry my groceries in and this cat just walks in and stays, breaking and entering, B&D.
That is amazing.
That's
I
so
love
funny.
that. Oh,
That
yeah.
was, yes, that was the Queen Mother until I don't know why Kevin, but yeah,
Kevin
Kevin.
is awesome. Yes. I
I'm
love
looking at your website. You've got text from Mittens, the reissue, the original book, right? Now you've got text from Mittens, Friends and Family Edition. Tell us what the difference is between the two.
Well, the difference is the original text from Mittens came out in 2013, and it is exclusively text between Mittens and his mom, which is what I have a daily website too, and there's a brand new one every day. And so I usually keep it between Mittens and his mom because people tend to like that better. And so
Right.
then 2 years later, I wanted to do something different. And by that time, I was doing the Mittens calendars with a different publisher. And so they were saying, well, let's do something kind of different as a follow-up book. And so I thought, well, what about Friends and Family? Because the readers had gotten so familiar with some of the outside characters, his best friend Stumpy, he's a ladies' man, he's a catnip dealer, he's always partying, and drunk Patty's the neighbor, and then there's grandma, and there's all these characters. And so Mittens has a very distinct relationships with all of these different characters. Yeah. So I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we had just like text between those two, of all the different characters. And so that one came out in 2015, but the calendars that started in 2018, and I just signed for the 2025 calendar. So it's been every year since then. And that's always between Mittens and Mom only.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I see you've got the desk calendar pre-order for 2024 right from your website, Angie. Yes. Angie-Bailey.com. Sorry about that.
One of those I'm going to send you guys some, so don't order any.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank
you. And the Friends and Family book too. I've got extras. I'll just send them your way.
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm really excited. I'll tell you, she does get a little racy. I had to find it. Mittens texts her and says, "Can I borrow that book on your nightstand?" 50 Shades of Grey is a very adult book, Mitty. It's not about shades of cat fur. No. Oh no, you're reading smut now. Ew. Can we backspace over this conversation?
That's hilarious.
It's funny because back then I wasn't racier than it is now. It's interesting to see that, and that is, I forgot about that.
That's nothing. Please, there's full frontal nudity in almost every movie I watched. Now that was nothing.
Seriously.
Absolutely nothing. But it was cute. And it sounds about right.
And Mom is this, she's kind of a serial online dater. And so there's always, every so often there's ones popped up where Mittens has like hijacked her online dating site and has, looked for people that maybe, somebody that, works in a fish factory or somebody, that the shoes that the guy's wearing look especially smelly. So why don't you, date this guy and whatever. So there's always that.
That's funny. I love that.
She never has like a relationship. So it's always right. Kind of funny back and forth with the dating.
A lot of people can relate to that. I know.
I know I can. I've been single for a long time. A long time.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a veterinarian, cute veterinarian single
That's what she
who likes cats.
She's holding out. Yeah.
You can't have any because I already have 15.
Right.
And no dogs.
Yeah.
I love dogs, but bringing one in here with 15 cats, I don't think that's too smart.
No.
Although Linda, you have one. You have a chihuahua.
I do. I have a chihuahua.
Does she count as a dog?
Just not really. No, she has species dysmorphia. I say, she's lived with cats for so long, and she's a chihuahua, so a lot of them are bigger than she is. One day, I think it was last summer, I look up and she's standing in the litter box. She had no idea why she was there, but she's kind of like, my friends stand here, so I'm going to stand here. And then it was about a month later, my daughter lets out a shriek from upstairs and says, "Sadie pooped in the litter box." And we're like, oh my gosh, this would be great in the winter if we could just keep her. But then she didn't. But yeah, she has no idea. Like, she's just very confused. So
who am I? I don't know.
Exactly.
Angie, you have cats now. Tell us about the cats that live with you now.
Well, Phoebe is she'll be 20 next year. She's 19.
Wow.
Wonderful. She's a tiny calico tabby mix. And she's like, I don't know, a little over 6 pounds. She's just a little
tiny.
Thing. Yeah. And as she's aged, she's gotten a little more frail, and it's
Yeah.
harder for her to move around a little more. But she's very loud. She pees super loud. Like we can hear her pee from across the condo. It's like she's
one
got a
of
gallbladder.
those.
It is insane. And then she meows loud. She purrs. So everything she does is so big, and she's so tiny. So, yeah, and she loves affection, like especially when my husband comes from home. She's just the most affectionate. She just wants to be in your lap all
I
the
love
time.
it.
If you could carry on a baby Bjorn, she would be so happy. So she's And then Janet is 5, and she's a tortie, and we got her after I had my soul cat Cosmo was a tuxie, and he's who I sort of loosely based Mittens on, and he had mouth cancer. And so
Sorry.
he was, thank you. He was 14. I think he pretty long life, but it was rough when he
cancer in cats, it's way too prevalent. I've been through it. That's awful.
Yeah. So after grieving Cosmo and moving on a little bit, we adopted Janet. And it's funny, and even cat behaviors, I don't know, like I just have my own ideas of how I think things are, but maybe you could tell me. I found that when I've ever had 2 females, they're just kind of bitchy at each other.
Yeah,
like,
that's
my
pretty
male cats
common.
have always been very more affectionate, and they're kind of Switzerland. They'll like be friends with everybody.
Yes.
Is that
Yes. The guys have a bigger territory. They have subservient males. They're out doing the
Many
security thing.
females.
Many females. The chicks, poor little things, have not made it out of the 40s. They're stuck home in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, nursing the babies.
That's true.
They will occasionally nurse each other's babies and have that relationship, but that's those that are already in their clouder, right? That's not you bringing somebody in. And they're very close, which honestly, this is probably terrible, but I just think of high school days, and I'm sorry, but girls be like that.
It's true.
Cliquey things sitting at the table. Yes.
That's why they say girls are catty, Linda.
Hey. There
Look at the light bulb just went on.
Exactly. Yes. A guy can come in and find a spare seat at the lunchroom table and plop his crap down, and pretty soon they bros.
Yeah.
A girl, what are you doing here? Invitation only.
Although girls can get along. It takes some work and some doing, but I have 9 girls and 6 boys, and most of my girls, it's weird. Sometimes I'll be laying in bed and I'm like, oh, it's the girls' party. Girl. It's just a little together harder.
Now they accept each other into that. But yeah,
I don't know. Janet she's very territorial over me, so she likes to chase Phoebe away, and Phoebe's getting old and I feel bad for her, but she kind of does. Sometimes Janet will walk by and Phoebe will just go just a little like, okay, that's how she gets back at Janet.
Just to let me know I don't like you today, huh?
Hello, yeah, exactly.
Hello.
Yes.
Speaking of girl cats, we have to take a quick break for our sponsor. But when I come back, I want to talk about what else you're writing, Angie.
We'll be right. Awesome.
And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting, my BFF Linda Hall, and the awesome, or should say possum, Angie Bailey. Letters from Mittens, but you are writing some other things. Tell us what you're up to these days.
Well, I can only mention there's a book coming out. My co-author Susie Schubert and I wrote a book called Little House Life Hacks, and that comes out in August. And it's just it's a funny / useful book that we borrow knowledge from Little House on the Prairie and put a modern twist on it. And so so there was more coming from that. We should be doing the big announcement probably, I don't know, in the next week or 2. So this might come out.
Because it'll be probably 4 weeks before this one comes out. I'm counting ahead of us.
It'll be out by
so it's out by the time you're listening.
So it's out. Yes, it's out.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. Yes,
it's so great. It's doing well. We're very happy with it.
Yeah. So it's it was a really, really fun book to write, but it was my first time working with another author because I'm kind of a solo person, when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like brainstorming with other people. But when it comes to writing, people just have different styles and different habits. And so kind of, it took a little while, but we're still very good friends, and
Yay. That's
love
the,
If
now
your
that
friendship
part-
survived that, it's
Sure,
solid.
yes, exactly. Rita and I
Yes.
do that. We're working on a behavior book, and she'll work on stuff, and then she'll leave it in Dropbox so I can go grab
Well, even
it
our
and
Catster
twist and
articles.
ads, and yeah, even our
We
Catster
edit
articles.
each other, and again, Linda adds some effervescence to it.
Yeah, yeah. Or I'll be like, I really got a spark for this, and then you get to the end, and you're like, I can't bring this together, so I'll send it to her and just say, hey, finish this.
I realize it's rare that two people can write together like that. We're very lucky.
We
Yeah.
pass back and forth too. We don't,
Yeah.
I think it's hard
It's
to sit
easier.
down and try to write at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
you really.
Yeah, and then
I
you have a
couldn't do
thought,
that.
and yeah, it's this way we can do it. But
I used to tell Linda before when I was writing the Catster by myself, I need to write. I'm on deadline. I'm not in the mood. It's not there. And she didn't understand that until she started writing our blog and writing with Catster with me.
Yes, if it's not there, as I said, I finally understand what writers talk about when they're like, no, I just don't have it. Like,
Writer's block.
you just obviously you can just sit down and write it, right? No, I got to be in the time, that mind frame, and I got to be otherwise.
Does
it's
that
not
happen
coming.
to you, Angie? Do you ever
Oh,
get
yeah.
writer's
And-
block?
yeah, and I wrote for Catster from 2011 up until this year,
I
like
saw
mostly
that.
online at first, and it was all just weird, silly stuff. They just let me write whatever. But Mittens started out on Catster as a column.
Oh, I didn't know
2013.
that.
Mittens got to start with Catster.
In February
Wow.
2013, and then I created his own site in that October. So yeah, he's a Catster baby.
That's nice. I didn't
amazing. We
know.
love it. Yes.
Catster has so many wonderful authors.
Oh,
contributing.
no kidding. Yes.
I
love,
it.
there is so much just crud going on in this world right now. And we're bombarded with it. I was having a discussion the other day about the difference between when I was a child. Suddenly I sound old. But 6:00 was for the local news, 6:30 was for and the whole world had to get into that 30 minutes. And
My
now we're
mom's
just-
still like that.
yeah, but now we're just bombarded with, I can tell you every murder that's happened in the state of Tennessee for the last, so having something like this that we can stop and pick up. And I've actually used your books between sessions sometimes, because sometimes we get a really rough session where we hear about how this cat had this horrible start, and the client is crying and she
emotional.
thinks she's going to have to rehome. And I have 15 minutes till the next one. And I swear I have gone over, I kept this on my nightstand and just picked it up. Just gonna read one or two texts.
Put yourself back in a good mood for the next.
Yes, break
client.
it, get a laugh. Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yes.
It's, you just gotta, and I have as much fun writing it as I do, as people that do reading it. It's really, really fun for me. And I do get writer's block sometimes, to answer your
Yeah.
question. Like, I know, like when I'm in the zone, I could sit down for a couple of hours and just bang out really good stuff.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
then if I'm fighting it, I might as well just stop, because nothing's gonna get.
Yeah.
unlocked.
It's
You
just
can't
not going to
force
happen
it.
today. Yes. Yes.
No. And especially like with the humor stuff, like you gotta force yourself to be funny when you're not
Not
feeling
in a good
it.
mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so easy.
There's certain ones that I just think, where did she get this stuff? Okay. Mittens texts her and says, are you alone in the house? Mittens, stop it. Mittens, who? I see it's your phone. The text is coming from inside the litter box.
That's a good one. I
Are
love
you
that.
poop texting again? Gross. The response is, this is not the poop of Mittens.
I forget about these. It's been so long since I
You
looked
need
at
to
that
read your
book.
book, Angie. It's very funny. You should
know.
really take
You know,
a moment
I-
and read your book.
I love that you're taking a real situation like cat in the litter box and making it funny.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all buried in litter boxes and poop every day. So it's, might as well make a joke out
with
of it,
12
right?
and 15 cats and a dog,
Oh
I'm
my
pretty much
God.
stepping in puke or pee almost
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. All
Oh
the
my
time.
gosh. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I can't. How many litter boxes? I mean, that's
12.
a lot of litter boxes.
I got 12.
Goodness,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got 12.
A couple
you're
of mine
15,
cracked,
right?
so now I'm down to, oh my God, I'm down to 12 also, Linda. But I just got 4 new ones in.
Oh, okay. So
The
that
ones
won't last long.
upstairs really don't count anymore because they don't use
I'm
them.
not using them. They want to
So
be where
down-
you are.
Downstairs there's 10, so I guess you'd say really 10.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I'm 62 this year, and squatting down to scoop litter, not fun.
Oh,
I can get
gosh.
down.
Older yet.
I can't always get up.
gonna stay down here for a little while.
And she calls me. I have a house key, but I'm in Ohio and she's in South Carolina, but I'll get there eventually. Just stay. Wait.
Stay there.
I'll be there soon.
My parents are 5 minutes away, but they're in no better shape than I'm in. My dad's 82 and my mom is 70. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Six.
She's getting up there. Yeah.
76,
something
I
like
think.
that. Yeah. Getting up
I
there.
don't know.
It's like, seriously, you have to work on your squats so that you can, practice bending down and doing all those things.
Oh, honey, my days
True.
of exercise are long gone with my days of
With
Richard Simmons.
Oh, I suppose, yes. You got a whole lifetime plus.
Exactly.
If I never do another aerobics class or another squat or sit up in my life, that's okay.
Oh my God. I sweating with the oldies best. And I
Yes.
think them because sometimes, like, I try to do like 20 minutes of something aerobic a few times
Yeah.
a week. And so I'll just be watching, my reality shows or something, and I'll just be doing like random aerobics. And I'm
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that's more
proud.
fun.
Yeah. Once you get the Richard Simmons basic steps, you can kind of do this to your own music, and then the songs become ingrained with the steps. So then you're in the middle
I
of the
still
grocery
remember
store.
when I
and
hear True Colors.
Yes.
I'm in the 80s
Yes.
Party Off the Pounds. video.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
I am in
yeah.
Broadway sweat, and my daughter still complains, and this was 20 years ago. When I would practice Shall We Dance, it was Shall We Dance, and then you stomp, boom, 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 and they still talk about bam, bam, bam. And you had to practice. Oh, you dance, boom, boom, boom.
Those
Yes,
days
that
are
song is
over.
ruined for them. That song is ruined
Sorry,
for them.
Richard.
Yes. Maybe
Oh,
Mittens needs to get into some exercise.
Oh, just like my
does.
peanut
And,
butter does.
Yeah, no
He
kidding.
did- Oh, it would be funny to have a storyline with him doing, some sort of something similar to Richard Simmons, but in the cat world.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've been adding these other characters now.
Sweating
There's-
to the kitties, sweating for the kitties, sweating of the kitties. I don't know.
Yes, there's a character named Three-Legged Stanley, who's this cat that he owns a junk shop behind Walgreens. And so sometimes Min's best friend Stumpy will go through there and, pick up like an extra poker chip or, an empty toilet paper roll or something, just whatever. And so people are loving the Three-Legged Stanley character because he's just this like Fred Sanford, of the cat world.
Yes.
And so I was like, I don't want to think of it, but like, because Mitten is always, struggling with his weight a little bit, and so that would be funny if his friend Stumpy had a new buddy and maybe he was getting all svelte and Mittens got jealous and just started.
There you go. Yes.
There you go.
Start
All
his
right,
own fitness craze.
He wants
could
to
invite
get
peanut
the
butter to
kitty
join him.
ladies. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I think most people know the joke. His name was Peanut because he was little, and I renamed him Peanut Butter because he spread. Angie added something to that. She said, chunky peanut butter. Yes.
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 Chunky peanut butter.
That
Yeah.
sense of
What's my
humor.
favorite peanut butter?
I love it.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I want to ask, you're married, right, Angie?
Yes.
Did your husband like cats when you first got together?
Yes, he's
Did.
yeah, we've been together for almost 7 years and married for almost 4.
Mhm.
So when I had my divorce, I was very clear on the online dating sites. I searched for men who like cats.
Yeah, I would have done the
Good
same.
job.
I filtered it because I'm like, I might you can filter music and everything else, and there are, are you a cat or a dog person? And some people are both, but the guys that pick cat, I'm like, good for you. And so so Chris, he's originally from New Zealand, so he's been here since 2000.
Oh,
and he
he's
met
got a
his
cool
wife
accent, right?
That's what I was saying. You know me in accents. I'm like, oh, I just
Me
want to hear him
too.
talk. Yeah.
yeah. And so, but yeah, he loved kitties, and actually, Phoebe was the one that like attached. I've got so many pictures of when we first started dating, and she's in his lap, just like
Aw.
rubbing up against him and snuggling.
She's
and
trying to take your
I
man.
love it.
yeah, she is. That's his girl, and he's only known her the last 7 years of her almost 20-year-old life, and she
needed a daddy.
I know, but he grew
Yeah.
up with cats. He grew up with cats. They lived
Good.
on
That
a
helps.
farm area, so they always had lots of cats and
There's
land.
a lot more guys today that like cats and have cats and are admitting it than there used to be.
Yes. I
Yes.
know. I just
Yes, true.
there's something to be said from I think men who like cat. I mean, you tend to, in my experience, they're more in touch with their feelings. They're, a little more laid back.
Yeah.
I'm not an especially athletic person, so I don't
That's
really.
true too.
Yeah, it seems like people that have
Thought about that.
dogs or real dog people tend to be,
I've heard that.
they have to be outside, so they'll take their dogs hiking or whatever. And I'm like, who just wants to sit in my lap while I watch Real Housewives?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
People who are people watchers tend to have cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's true too. Well, I think dog people tend to like that clear line of authority and sit, stay, go
That's
tell-
true too.
sit, stay. Yeah, good luck with that. And nobody's sitting or staying, but unless they want to. But I think there's an understanding and a give and take as opposed to I'm the boss, and I
Yes.
just think it's a
Yeah.
personality bet. Nothing wrong either way, but and I like to work for my love, right? When a cat loves you, you have done it. You have hit jackpot. You hit pay dirt.
Yeah. They don't
You
love
have been
blind.
judged worthy.
You have to
You-
earn it with
You've
a cat.
earned that. Yes.
Yes.
Totally. No.
Yes.
Whereas a dog is just like, love me. love
Yes.
me."
Will you scratch my belly? Okay, thanks.
I
Yes.
grew up with a dog, and my parents have 5 right now. They used to have 8.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, that's frightening.
The only people I
Yes.
don't really trust are people that say they don't like animals at all.
No, there's
Yep,
something wrong
me
with them.
too.
No, get away
Like,
from
that's
them.
just don't like anything that's I don't know. It
Yeah.
kind of gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
One of my friends she's moved to another state since, but I won't mention her name in case she's listening, although I know she's not.
Good idea. Good idea.
When I moved from my apartment into this house, right? Of course, I moved some of my furniture first, and my cats were still at the apartment. And she came over to see the house and everything quite a few times, have dinner with me. Once I brought the cats in, never again.
Really?
Yeah.
She just didn't like cats in general.
She doesn't
or-
like any animals.
Wow.
Her husband had a dog, and she made the dog live outside. So yeah.
Like, what happens to you that I mean, that
I
has
don't
to
know.
come somewhere, you would think.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And I just don't think they gave him a chance. So when I married my husband 19 years ago, and after a couple of years, I said, I'd like a cat. My stepdaughter and I were volunteering at a rescue center, and he said, no, I hate cats.
Yeah.
He loves
He
them
grew up
now.
on a farm, and his idea was a feral barn cat. They don't give you anything back, and he liked the dog, Well, then we kept talking about this cat at the shelter, who is still living here with me. And finally he said, just one cat. And I said, they do better in pair. Just 2. And here we are 12 cats later. So, it's once he figured out, and he's always
And they
snuggled up against
sleep on
somebody,
him. And which one
Yes.
is it that shows him as their human?
Baka behind me,
Baka.
large Marge back there that also needs to
Large
get on Mitty's
Marge.
program. Tell Mitty we're getting signups for his
Yeah, definitely.
She totally chose my husband. And if he's out working on the computer, she's in his lap. At night, I got up this morning and they're just snuggled together like they're in love.
that. There's nothing sexier than a man snuggled with a cat, right?
It's true.
Yes.
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 Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
I sent Rita a video a couple of days ago. I'm gonna get in trouble for telling on him.
Uh-oh.
He woke up and he said, I gotta get up. And Baka kind of snuggled into him and he went, okay, 5 more minutes, and laid back down. I was like,
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. We even
Mr.
got
No
him to
Cats.
wear cat swim trunks, Linda.
yes, we did.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. That's
They're
the
the
best.
best. They are the best. They are. We found them together somewhere in another state, I think. I think we were off on one of our gallivanting
Yeah, it was
expeditions.
probably when we were in Virginia, I
It
think.
could be.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Maybe
I
LA.
don't know.
We don't go
We
anywhere
find them,
now.
we pick them up. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, we're grounded now. So I know we're running out of time, but I have to mention that we just found out, and you just found out, that it's Mittens' 10th anniversary.
That it's oh yes.
Yes.
10th anniversary. In honor of the 10th anniversary, you guys have to go out and get this book.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
I'm telling you, it's
Well, what's the date as we're taping
Set.
this? Because it will be past the anniversary
yes,
by then.
today.
Yeah.
Yes,
March
today's the
30th.
30th. Yes,
Yeah, it was in
exactly.
February is when it started. So sometime this year, maybe this
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's It's the
It's
perfect
10
book
to
for
use.
stopping for a second and reading a little and not being afraid. I told Rita I took it with me to the doctor's office the other day because I had to wait for a test. You know how that goes. And you
Yeah.
don't want to be in the middle of a really juicy chapter and be like, wait, no, I can't have my test
Yeah.
now. I have to find out what happens with Joe and Bob
Or
here.
when you're reading a
You know?
magazine there and you've got to leave it and never find out what happened.
Yes, I hate that. I always want to steal them, but my mother's too ingrained in my head. So this is literally just, a text here, a text there, pull it out of your purse, give yourself a little pick me up, laugh. The world is too serious and too screwed up
there's-
right now.
That is
Join
true.
Mittens world. I want to live in Mittens world with drunk Patty and Stumpy and that filthy hound.
I know. Yes, definitely. Well, you're invited.
Thank
Well,
you. I
your
really
books-
appreciate that.
Your books are the perfect cure for
Yes.
people who are too stuck in the news, right?
Yes. Yes. True.
Shut off the TV, pick up a book, pick up something
Yeah.
humorous.
Yeah.
Angie-Bailey.com. It is not HTTPS. So if you try that first, take the S out.
HTTP.
Because I did that and I'm like, where is it? I don't see it. And I figured it out.
You can
Um,
just Google Angie Bailey, and I think it comes up pretty.
Just probably if you just hit Angie-Bailey.com and just
Well,
definitely.
I'm excited to get a couple more of your books, especially the new one that will be out by the time this airs.
Yes.
For sure, definitely. I'll
thank you
send you
so
that
much.
too. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So much for joining us.
Yes.
And if you want to come back, if you have a new project or something
Please.
you just want to talk about Mittens some more, you're
Yes.
always welcome back.
Yes, we're always ready.
Much. You two are just so lovely. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. And just some cat loving chicks sitting around chatting about cat love. What can what else is there in
Yeah.
life?
Yeah, we're very blessed that this is what we do.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Yes.
And we get to meet awesome people like Angie.
Yes.
Well, likewise.
And of course, I have to thank Linda for always being my ride or die BFF, co-host, you name it.
You're
she's
stuck with
it.
me.
I'm stuck with her.
Wow.
And I would be remiss if I didn't thank Mark Winter, who does such an awesome job editing the audio version. The
Yes.
video version goes up live.
It
What you
is
see
what
is
it
what you
is.
get.
That's right. That's right.
But
I
Mark,
don't think we said anything too inappropriate.
nah, we're okay. If we
Nah.
did, I think there was one time one of our guests swore and he had to edit it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
I
was
think
one of the big
I think
words.
it was Margaret Cho. Wasn't it? Seems like
I
she
don't
would
remember.
be one.
You
Really.
had Margaret Cho on?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
so
we've been
cool.
lucky. Margaret Cho, Maya Bialik is our other biggie.
Nice.
We've had, we just had Howard Baskin,
Ooh,
Carol,
cool.
that bleep, Carol Baskin.
I did see that on your site. It's like
Yeah.
a two-parter or something. I need to go back. and look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a two-parter, but
so
I put the
cool.
video up on our YouTube. That's
Yeah.
more
Nice.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta
Yeah.
go.
That was that was fun.
If it wasn't for Mark, we wouldn't get to meet all these awesome
That's
people.
for sure.
So
Yeah.
thank you for the spot on Pet Life Radio. We're forever grateful. And just remember, every day is Catter Day. We'll see you next time.